Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to talk about areas of circles and how they develop the circle area formula. So, how do you find the area of a circle when there are no sides to work with? Well, the first thing you do is you draw a circle. Okay. Then we're going to take that circle and divide it into sectors. Okay. So we just draw diagonals all the way across this thing, divide it up into pieces. Now we take those sectors and we rearrange them like this. Okay, so it's got 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. You fit them together, and that looks almost like a parallelogram. So what we're going to do is we're going to try the area formula for a parallelogram, which is base times height. Okay, now here's the thing, is if we use the base times the height formula, the base of this thing is this right here. Now, that is going to be half of the circumference of the circle, which we already know the circumference is 2 pi r, so that's going to be half of that's going to be pi r. So the base is going to be pi r, and then the height right here is this distance right here. Okay, that's equal to the radius of the circle, so we get pi times r, which is pi r squared. Okay, now that's the area formula for a circle, but you might say, yeah, that's great and everything, except this is not really a parallelogram, and you would be right, okay, except what we can do is we can take, okay, so if you look at this thing, it's not a parallelogram because this is not a straight side, okay, so what can we do to make this flatter and straighter? Well, what we could do is we could take this circle here and we could divide it up into even smaller pieces like so. And then instead of having 4 sectors on the top and 4 on the bottom, we'd have 8 sectors on the top and 8 on the bottom. And this would be much flatter, okay? And we could keep doing that and keep doing that. And this would get flatter and flatter and flatter until if we did that to infinity, this would just become a straight line across here, okay? And it would still be, every time, it's still going to be pi times the radius, because it's always going to be half of the circumference along the bottom of this thing. Now, this radius right here is not exactly the height, but as these get flatter and flatter, as we cut it into more and more pieces, this becomes closer and closer to the radius. And so it actually works out that even though it's not exactly a parallelogram, it still works. And so we get this nice little formula here. Area is pi r squared. Okay, that's a big one. You really need to know that. So find the area of a pizza with a radius of 8 inches. So we're going to write down our formula. Area equals pi r squared. Then that's pi times 8 squared, and then that's going to be 64 pi. Now that's the exact answer, okay? And most of the time what we really want is we want the approximate answer. So we'll whip out a calculator here, and 64 times 3.14 comes out to be approximately 200.96, and that's going to be square inches because it's an area. Now, what I always like to do is I like to put down the exact answer and the approximate answer. Make sure you put the approximately sign in there. Okay. And there you go. Okay. Next, given the area of the circle be 2,122.64 square centimeters, find the circumference of the circle. Use 3.14 for pi. Okay, so we're going to write down the formula again. Area equals pi r squared, except this time we know the area is 2,122.64. It said use 3.14 for pi. We don't know the radius, so we're going to figure that out. So we will solve this by dividing both sides by 3.14. That leaves us with r squared on this side. 2,122.64 divided by 3.14 comes out to be 676. Let's see. Okay, so I need to square root both sides of this. So R, I believe it's 26. No, that's not right. The square root is 700. 676. Yeah, it's 26. Okay, that's the radius in centimeters. Now, it didn't. A lot of people stop right here because they think, oh, I found R and I'm done. But I'm not done because it asked me to find the circumference. So I need to keep going. The circumference is 2 pi times the radius. So that's going to be 52 pi, which is approximately 163.28, and that's a distance, so that's just going to be centimeters. Got my exact answer and my approximate answer. Okay. And there you go. Short little lesson today. Have a great day. See you guys later.